Hey everyone! Let's talk about the buzz around Robert Williams potentially landing with the Los Angeles Lakers. There's been a lot of chatter lately suggesting the Lakers are frontrunners to acquire him, and some proposals have come up outlining what that deal might look like. One that caught my eye was from Jake Weinbuch, who put together a trade concept that would allow the Lakers to bring in Robert Williams, while also making sure Denver and Portland get something out of the deal. But honestly, I have major issues with this trade idea, and I want to break down exactly why I think it doesn't make much sense for the Lakers to pull the trigger on this one, at least not as it's currently framed. To get into the specifics, the trade proposal sees the Lakers landing Robert Williams, the third overall pick, and in return, Portland would receive Maxi Kleber, Dalton Knecht, plus a second-round pick in 2030 from the Lakers. The reality is that Portland's stance on these offers isn't totally clear right now, whether they're actively listening or just testing the waters. But what we do know is that the Lakers have definitely expressed interest in Robert Williams, which makes sense given the team's needs. Now, don't get me wrong. Robert Williams is a phenomenal player and fits a ton of what the Lakers are missing. He's a tough, physical presence, a real bull in a china shop. He's an elite rebounder, rim protector, and defender who can guard multiple positions, stay in front of players on the perimeter, block shots, and be that crucial help defender every team covets. On paper, he ticks every single box for what the Lakers want from their backup big man. He's young. He'll be around 28 at the start of next season. And compared to someone like Jackson Hayes, he's clearly a massive upgrade. But here's the rub: health. And not just any health. We're talking availability, the best ability in sports. Robert Williams has been plagued by injuries throughout his career, and that makes any trade for him a huge gamble. If somehow you had a crystal ball and could guarantee that Robert Williams would be healthy enough to play around 65 games next season, then yes, you'd absolutely move heaven and earth to get him on the Lakers roster. If you knew he'd be available for every playoff game and give consistent 15 to 20 minutes a night, that deal would be a no-brainer. You'd give up Dalton Knecht, that second-round pick, and whatever else you had to because his impact on the court when healthy is that significant. But here's the problem: we don't know that. In fact, the history suggests otherwise. Over the last few seasons, Robert Williams hasn't managed to stay on the court consistently. Injuries have limited him to a combined total of about 61 games over the past 3 years, with seasons where he barely cracked 20 games played. That kind of unpredictability is something the Lakers simply can't afford, especially if it means giving up assets like Dalton Knecht, who in many ways is more valuable just because he's reliable and available. Dalton Knecht is a player you can count on. He's proven he can play upwards of 70 games a season and bring a skill set that fits what the Lakers need: shooting and versatility. While he might not be a superstar, he's dependable. That reliability is often underrated but absolutely vital when building a championship contender. Robert Williams may be everything the Lakers want in terms of skill and potential, but if he can't stay healthy, it undermines the entire investment. Another layer to this is Robert Williams' contract situation. He's a free agent soon, which means even if the Lakers do trade for him, there's no guarantee he'll stick around long term. Sure, there's talk that he has a good relationship with Marcus Smart, who the Lakers already have an eye on, and that connection might encourage him to stay in Los Angeles. Having a familiar face and someone who can influence the locker room culture is definitely a plus, but it still doesn't erase the risk. So, when you put all of this together, the injury history, the cost in players and picks, and the uncertainty about his future with the team, it starts to feel like a risky move to give up Dalton Knecht and that second-round pick just to get Robert Williams alone, especially when you consider that Maxi Kleber would be part of the package heading to Portland as well. The Lakers have a desperate need for interior defense and rebounding, but the value exchange here just doesn't add up in my eyes. I get it, the Lakers need help, and at some point, taking calculated risks is part of the game. They're not expecting Robert Williams to play 30 minutes a night or carry the team on his back, but rather to come off the bench and give real impact in a shorter role, maybe around 15 minutes per game. Still, the health gamble is so significant that it makes this trade proposal hard to swallow. If the Lakers could add someone else to the deal, though, that might change the equation. Let's say you bring in Matisse Thybulle along with Robert Williams. Suddenly, the value proposition shifts dramatically. Thybulle is one of the league's best perimeter defenders, capable of guarding multiple positions 1 through 3. And he's been a solid shooter over the last few seasons, hitting close to 38% from three-point range. Pair him with LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, and the offensive opportunities he'd get could really unlock his potential even further. If the Lakers could put together a package that included Maxi Kleber, Dalton Knecht, and Gabe Vincent to land both Robert Williams and Matisse Thybulle, that's a different story entirely. Suddenly, you're addressing multiple needs: interior defense, rim protection, perimeter defense, and shooting. It creates a much more balanced roster with the defensive versatility and scoring the Lakers have been lacking. In that scenario, giving up those assets becomes much more justifiable because the returns are so much greater. But again, even with that bigger package, there's still risk involved. Both Williams and Thybulle have health questions or uncertainties around them. You're asking a lot from these guys, and you're depending heavily on their ability to stay on the court and contribute consistently. The Lakers would have to believe in the upside enough to take that chance. But the potential payoff is huge. Looking back at similar deals, the Lakers recently made a big move to get Mark Williams, who fits a lot of the same criteria. He was seen as a franchise center prospect with the ability to anchor the defense and be a real difference maker. Even though there were risks attached, the Lakers felt that the chance to get a young, talented center was worth paying a premium. That deal, while considered an overpay by some, was justified because the team was desperate for a center, and Mark Williams represented a long-term solution. The Robert Williams trade proposal feels a bit like that, but not quite on the same level. The asking price in this case, giving up Dalton Knecht, Maxi Kleber, and a future second-round pick, seems steep given Williams' injury history and free agency status. It's a gamble, and I don't see the Lakers being able to justify it unless they add someone else of value to the deal. One thing to consider is that Portland might be willing to part ways with those players because they have other options and prospects in the pipeline, giving them Dalton Knecht, who is young and can shoot, plus Maxi Kleber's veteran presence and a future pick, might be attractive to a team looking to build depth and balance. But the Lakers need to weigh if that's worth it on their end, especially given the uncertainties involved from a pure basketball standpoint. Robert Williams is everything you want. He has the size, the wingspan, the defensive instincts, and the physicality to be a difference maker when healthy. His per 36-minute numbers look like video game stats: double-digit points and rebounds, nearly to blocks, a steal, and an assist, all while playing a solid bench role. Those numbers show just how impactful he can be in limited minutes. But the question remains, can you rely on him night in and night out? The numbers over the last few seasons say no, and in the NBA, availability often trumps pure talent, especially when it comes to building a championship contender. Giving up players who are dependable and picks for someone who might play only a fraction of the season is a huge risk. In the end, patience might be the best approach for the Lakers. They should wait for the right moment to make a move for Williams, or someone like him, or potentially find ways to acquire multiple players who together fill the team's needs more comprehensively. This isn't just about chasing one talent, it's about building a balanced, deep roster that can compete through a grueling season and the playoffs. Picking up where we left off, the Lakers' situation is more complicated than just landing a single player, even one as talented as Robert Williams. When you're trying to build a championship contender in today's NBA, it's never as simple as acquiring one star and expecting everything to fall into place. The chemistry on the floor, roster flexibility, salary cap management, and the health of every player all play massive roles in whether a trade pans out or not. The Lakers have to juggle all these factors carefully because the window with LeBron James and Anthony Davis isn't going to stay open forever. They don't have the luxury of time. So every move has to be calculated. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. Whispers are stirring in the NBA world, igniting a buzz that has Lakers fans on the edge of their seats. Rumors are swirling that Kevin Durant, one of the most prolific scorers and versatile players in the league, could be on his way to Los Angeles. The buzz started subtly, but has quickly grown into a full-blown speculation frenzy, with social media and sports analysts alike fueling the fire with every new hint and inside scoop. Durant's potential arrival in Lakers' purple and gold would be nothing short of monumental. Known for his silky smooth shooting, ability to create plays, and clutch performances, Durant would bring a dynamic edge to an already star-studded Lakers roster. Imagine the combination of his scoring prowess alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, a trio that could dominate both ends of the court and turn the Lakers into an unstoppable force. Sources close to this situation have reportedly spotted Durant arriving in Los Angeles with a buzzworthy welcome, sparking excitement among fans and insiders. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the atmosphere suggests something big is brewing behind the scenes. The Lakers' management has remained tight-lipped, but speculation points toward intense negotiations and a mutual interest in joining forces for the upcoming seasons. Durant's journey to Los Angeles would also signify a new chapter in his career, a fresh start and a chance to contend for championships in a city that thrives on basketball glory. Lakers fans, hungry for a return to dominance, are already dreaming of epic playoff battles and historic moments fueled by this potential blockbuster signing, of course. Such a move comes with questions and uncertainties. Would the Lakers be able to accommodate Durant's contract and build a roster that complements his style? How would chemistry develop between the team's stars? Could this union push them over the edge to reclaim NBA supremacy? The speculation is endless, but the mere possibility is enough to electrify the basketball community. As the rumor mill spins, one thing is clear: if Kevin Durant does arrive at the Lakers, it will be with a grand celebration, a spectacle marking the beginning of a new era in Los Angeles basketball. For now, fans can only watch closely and hope the whispers turn into reality, a potential game-changing moment that could reshape the NBA landscape. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.